Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It is Christine Rehana once again, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome, and please keep subscribing to the channel so we keep growing together. Okay, and today I want to start a conversation in this video about how we can resolve conflicts in a very easy way. How we can resolve conflicts in our relationships, in our marriages, in friendships. I mean, conflicts occur in all circles of our lives. We cannot deny that. We always misunderstand each other, understand each other's tone of voice, misunderstand each other's actions. Misunderstandings come because of very many things, but how you choose to go about these conflicts determines where the relationship is headed, where the marriage is headed, where the friendship is headed, whether it will break or be mended, and all that. But there are very simple ways on how we can resolve these conflicts. Yes, because at our workplaces, among bosses and their workers, among married people, among conflicts occur, and they happen everywhere. So one of the ways how you can resolve a conflict is you can take a step of starting up in a soft way. Soften up your startup. Just be soft when you start, because by the time you agree or you accept to talk about something, it is because you have accepted that actually it occurs. It is there. We are not in good terms. Something is happening, so you decide to talk about it. So when you decide to talk about this particular issue, soften up the startup. How you start to talk to this person about a conflict will determine where the conversation is headed, whether the conversation will even happen or end. Okay, so do not start up with a very loud voice. Avoid shouting at this person. Calm yourself down. Take a very deep breath. Speak when you're very calm. Okay, and also avoid starting with, just carry on the conversation with no contempt and with no accusations. Do not accuse this other person. It will seem like you are not here to talk about the issue, but you're just here to accuse them. Starting up with words like you, accusing, that is so accusing. Like, you did this, you started this, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done this. You are accusing them, so that will make them feel uncomfortable, and I'm telling you the conversation won't go anywhere. Okay, so soften up your startup, and there you'll talk about the issue and the conflict will be resolved. Another way to resolve a conflict is to make and accept the repair attempts. Make and accept repair attempts. By repair attempts, I mean those statements or those words we can use, the statements and words that disregulate tension among two people that are having a conflict. Because where there is a conflict, we always tend to be having mixed feelings of anger, or you feel disrespected, or for whatever has happened, there are always mixed feelings, so there is always tension. There are those words that disrelate that tension. Words like sorry. Let's talk about saying sorry. Well, it is something that is not so easy, I can tell you, and I know that very well. I have been there, and that was a conflict, a battle that I had to fight years back. Saying sorry can be very hard, but when you bring yourself to say sorry, you actually save yourself from a lot. The word sorry can save you from a lot of drama. It can save you from a lot of the other things that may come afterwards. For example, breaking up, ending the relationship, the silent treatment, and all that, just by saying sorry. Make that attempt. When you realize you are the one that is in wrong, say sorry to this person. Tell this person, I did not intend to do this. This was not my intention. I am just sorry. And again, when you choose to say sorry, this is what I used to do. Maybe you choose to say sorry, you bring yourself to let me say sorry to them. But again, you back it up with excuses to justify the reason as to why you did such something, justify why you acted a certain way, justify why you answered a certain way or reacted a certain way. Do not back up the sorry. Do not justify your behavior, okay? Because that just seems like your sorry is not genuine. But as simple as saying, I am sorry. I am sorry that I did this. I am sorry that I acted this way. I am sorry. Well, that can save you from a lot of things. You cannot imagine how many relationships break just because somebody just failed or refused to bring themselves to tell this other partner that I am sorry. You cannot imagine how many marriages break, how many friendships end, how many work contracts get cancelled just because you could not bring yourself to say sorry to that person. Okay, so make the attempt of saying sorry. And then there's also the other part of receiving the attempt. When somebody has recognized their mistake, accepted it, and they've come to you to say, I am sorry, in a very genuine way, are you willing to accept the apology? Receive the attempt. For example, if the misunderstandings, there are some misunderstandings, for example, in marriages or among, yes, in marriages, that these misunderstandings are even baseless. Like you argue about something that is not even taking you anywhere. It is not helping in any way, but you're arguing about about a certain thing. There's a friend of mine who told me how they could argue with her husband about things like she wakes up in the morning and maybe prepares some clothes for the husband to wear that day. And then he wakes up and says, I don't want to wear this. And then they begin arguing. You will wear this, I do not want. You wear this, I will do not. Then they end up getting angry at each other, keeping quiet and not talking just because of such an issue. So what I was saying is, like, for such conflicts or for such misunderstandings, receive the attempt. When somebody says I am sorry, maybe you shouted at them, maybe you receive the attempt. When they say I'm sorry, just receive the apology, and then the relationship will keep on moving, and then you will have peace of mind, and then the conflict will be resolved just like that. Isn't that so simple? Well, another way to resolve conflicts is choosing yourself. I would say choose yourself. You bring yourself to a state where you want to talk about that issue. But again, there is a way in the middle of the conversation. There is a way things just heat up. I think it is because if there is a misunderstanding between two people, we find ourselves in places where both of us are angry. You are angry and this other person is angry, or they feel like you just disrespected them so much, or you did something that is beyond, and they are very angry. And so you come to talk about a certain issue. Maybe you have started up very softly, like you have said, but again, in the middle of the conversation, things heat up. Well, when things heat up, you find yourself like in you like shouting at each other, or not allowing each other to talk, like no one is listening to the other. Choose yourself. Take a deep breath, or ask this other person to take a break. Tell them, you know what, dear, we'll talk about this later. We will talk about it when we are a lot calmer. We'll talk later. Not because you want to run away from the issue, but just because you want to soothe yourself. You want to bring yourself to calm down so you can be able to talk and listen to each other. Because again, if you are just shouting at each other, then there will not be communication. You will just shout at each other and then just worsen the situation. Okay? So choose yourself, take a break. And in the meantime, when you take a break, go visualize a place that is calmer. Read, you can write, you can read the Bible, you can write down, you can take a walk, you can just get some fresh air. And by the time you come back, I tell you, these mixed feelings will have disappeared, and you will be willing and able to listen to each other, to talk to each other in a calm way, and the conflict will be resolved. Just like that. And those tips so easy. Yes, they're very easy. So there are many ways how we can resolve conflicts among us, and in a very easy way. So, and I think I'll be making another video about this same thing of how to resolve conflicts in a much easier way. So see you again in that next video. My name is Christine Roihana, and please keep subscribing. If you have not subscribed, keep subscribing so we keep growing together. See you again. Shalom.